Good morning, Metaverse. I'm Thor with the OCG and Mafia Guild, and today we have several things to go over. Last week was 4 to 6 live event, and there were several announcements made. There are a few things that I want to review today, so I'm going to put breaks in the timestamp below so you can go from one section to the other. Skip ahead if you don't want to watch the whole thing, unless you love the sound of my melodious voice. There's a new ship on the market. Now, I know a lot of you guys are probably telling yourself, it's not size that matters, it's the motion of the ocean, right, babe? And then you look into your lover's eyes, those lying eyes, and you realize, yeah, size matters. It's okay though, because Star Atlas has made a ship for you. It's called the Fimbul BIOS Tankship. And this is going to make up for anything you lack. So let's get into it and check out that tank ship. Alright, the tank ship. This is origination price of $97,500. And don't worry, there's plenty of those still on the market at origination price. There's 190 of them available, and it is a commander class ship. Now, at first glance, you might think, oh, this is going to be a freighter ship. Well, if you read the description, it's actually a dumpster dive project. They took the body of a tanker ship and they turned it into a war machine. It's what happens when you put massive cannons on pretty much anything. And they have turned this into a fighter type ship. Now, this thing has a massive crew, so we will go over that right now.
1 commander, 2 captains, 4 pilots, 4 co-pilots, 4 scanners, 2 drone operators, 16 turret gunners, 12 engineers, 8 repair engineers, 4 foremen, 8 cargo foremen, and 1 tractor beam operator.
But I bet that tractor beam is huge.
Now we go on to the components. This is interesting. We've got commander slots components for everything up to the hard points, and then we have 3, count it, 3 commander slot cannons, which is 1 more than the C11. Then you have 14 capital size hard points. That's a lot. And then 28 large hard points. You have 1 commander, missile bay, countermeasures, and hull reinforcements. Next, let's talk about the modules. Now, we have 2 ammunition modules with commander slots. You have 1 fuel commander slot module. You have 2 commander slot cargos, 1 commander hangar, 5 capital hangars, 2 capital mess halls, and 1 commander-sized drone port. So what kind of game loops, what ways can we maximize the benefit of a ship like this that has a lot of firepower, and specifically big gun firepower made for going against other big ships? It has the ability to travel long distances, and it has a massive cargo hold. Well, I personally would use this for transporting high value or high volume cargo over dangerous areas, the high risk zone, going as much as you want through the medium risk zones, because this ship has the ability to defend itself. It has several hard points in the capital slot and large slot. Its only big weak point would be from, I would think, a swarm of smaller ships, because it does not have smaller weapon hardpoints that I would imagine would track better with the smaller ships. Its defense is much better against a very large ship. And so as long as it has some good support ships in its hangars, for example, then I think it would be formidable against any situation. And if you take a look at the ship, and let's go to this view, it has a very small profile when it turns and begins its assault on, say, another ship, a C-11 or a tree arrow or whatever it's going to be attacking. So, but I would use that in a defensive measure. And then when it is getting out of there, it also has a very small profile. So that's beneficial to the tank ship. I think pirate guilds are going to love this ship just for its looks and its ambiance. And I think there's going to be quite a few ways that you can actually utilize this. I keep coming up with more ideas on how to use a ship like this. I mean, you could have it go around and just be a capital and commander ship hunter, and you have the cargo bays, but maybe you can change a module out and bring it a little bit more. You have a drone port, so if you have some of those hull tanks or something like that, depending on what other types of drones are out there, I imagine you'd be able to retrofit this ship to most types of gameplay. So very versatile, but man, this thing's got a lot of guns. Lots and lots of guns. So pretty cool ship. Next, I want to talk about something that has developed over the last few days in Web3 and the Twitter space. This is specifically from KagiGen's Twitter page and between Star Atlas and Illuvium. So let's talk about what's going on and what we look forward to, and what I look forward to in Wednesday's meetup. All right, so this is a debate of the century between Star Atlas, Michael Wagner, and Illuvium's Kieran Warwick. There had been a debate going on in regards to how Web3 is and retail is being treated in that space, and Kieran had some harsh criticisms of Star Atlas. I believe then Michael Wagner had responded to that, and KagiGen kind of poured gasoline on the flames, so to speak, and got a bit of a back and forth debate going, and it ultimately turned out into a challenge or a call for a one-on-one debate, a video call for the two heads of these two projects. Now, Star Atlas and Illuvium are my top two favorite projects, so this is absolutely fascinating for me to see. Now, in my opinion, they're both very good projects, and have treated the community that is behind them very well, and has, in my opinion, been the gold standard for Web3 games. Both Illuvium and Star Atlas have done a great job in my eyes, but they have done things in very different ways. And so I'm really interested to see their the two leaders pull out the best parts of why they are doing it the way that they're doing it, and contrast, hopefully bringing up some of the faults in the others, where one side or one project is doing it better and why. So I really hope for a constructive debate. I definitely know with Kieran's character and the way that Michael Wagner has deals with diversity, that they're not going to pull punches. They're absolutely going to both come out and defend their projects and put their best arguments forward. But I hope that it is constructive in for the people watching, which would be from either communities, or in my case, both of those communities, as well as generate a little bit, maybe a media awareness of Web3 games, because anybody in the Web3 place should see these two projects as the standards that they should expect from any other game that's being developed, and how the development team is treating their community. And so I'm really looking forward to that. I think worst case scenario in this debate, if it were to just degrade into name calling and throwing out whatever kind of insult that they could have, or picking on little really insignificant aspects of either of the projects just to create some kind of an argument point, I think that would be I would say it would be disappointing to see that, but I don't think either of them are really going to degrade into that kind of he said she said cat fight. Both these guys really know their stuff in blockchain gaming, and gaming in general, how to run companies. These are things that have made both of the projects stand out for me, and I think the communities as a whole both back their projects very strongly for much of the same reasons. The Illuvium has done a phenomenal job in the land sale and doing a very successful Dutch auction, in the way that they got it away from the FOMO and taking advantage of retailers in that way. I think Kieran has a very good point in their stance and the actions that they have taken all the way through. I think Michael Wagner has a lot to stand on in the professionalism that Star Atlas has gone through and done its development, the size and scope of what they're creating, and the amount of steps that they have taken along the road in order to get to the overall development they want. Now, Illuvium has a playable beta game, which I'm sure Kieran will bring up and will make sort of a cornerstone of a lot of his points. And that will be a weak point for Star Atlas, because the score is the staking mini game, but it's really not a game as much as it is a DeFi staking. And so until Scream comes out, Star Atlas will not have a real playable game. But what they do have is the Unreal Engine 5 version of the showroom, the clips that they have released, and I'm sure that is in advanced stages. We should be able to access that very shortly, and they've been very upfront and on top of things as far as sharing the progress of the project in their weekly and bi-weekly town halls. I believe it's every 3 weeks now is a project update town hall, and then they have a lot of other community aspects like the Atlas Brew, and the Discord for both of these projects are very vocal and very engaged. If you have any questions and you go in there, not only does Kieran and Aaron answer questions directly, as Michael Wagner and several people in the Star Atlas team will directly answer your questions when they're asked, but also the community themselves, the people that make up these discords are very helpful, and will help newcomers come in and understand how things are run and how to run their gameplay smoother, and the different protocols that are needed to be a part of these ecosystems. So as long as it doesn't turn into some kind of war between two projects that's just tearing each other down, this is going to be great, and I'm definitely going to pop some popcorn, take some notes, and watch this thing live. So definitely check out Kagijan's YouTube channel, which I will actually put in the description below, and put a reminder on for that for this coming Wednesday, which once this video is published will be tomorrow. So make some time and have some fun. Hopefully this video was helpful. Don't worry about liking and subscribing, but share it with someone if you think it would be useful, especially if this debate is going to be of interest to someone. If you could do that, then today was a good day. Good morning, Metaverse. Good night, Donna.